Good day, viewers of Diary TV. Today we're discussing a project that has been both ambitious and controversial, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. The 700-kilometer infrastructure project, initiated under President Bola Tinubu's administration, aims to connect Lagos, Nigeria's commercial hub, to Calabar in Cross River states, passing through several states including Ogun State, Ondo State, Edo State, Delta State, Bayelsa State, Rivers State, and Akwa Ibom. The highway is envisioned as a transformative route that would enhance connectivity, boost economic development, and facilitate trade across Nigeria's southern region. However, as of June 16, 2025, the project has been mired in controversies, particularly regarding its progress and the manner in which it has been managed. Recent developments have raised questions about the government's claim of completion and the actual state of the highway. Let's explore how far the project has come in its totality and what this means for the nation's infrastructural landscape. The Nigerian government, through the Ministry of Works, has claimed significant progress on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. According to official statement, the first phase of the project, spanning 47.47 kilometers from Lagos, was commissioned by President Tinubu on May 26, 2025. This section is said to be part of a larger plan to complete the entire 700 kilometers over 8 years, with an estimated cost of 4 billion per kilometer. However, recent evidence, including drone footage shared by public figures like Reno Omokri, suggests a different story. The footage captured from the Eleko end towards Okwaja showed a stretch of the road that appears far from complete. The video, which spans over 200 seconds, revealed a partially constructed road with significant gaps, uneven surfaces, and surrounding areas that has not been developed. This raises a critical question. Has the 30 kilometers of the highway truly been completed as claimed? Expert analysts have pointed out that the commission section might only represent a small polished segment, possibly around 7 kilometers, rather than the full 30 kilometers. This discrepancy highlights a pattern of overstatement by the government, which has been quick to celebrate milestones without ensuring substantial progress across the entire stretch. As of today, June 16, 2025, the project is still in its early stage, with much of the 700-kilometer route remaining untouched or under preliminary construction. The decision to commission what appeared to be an incomplete section of the highway has drawn widespread criticism. On May 28, 2025, President Tinubu's ceremony to mark the start of the project was seen by many as premature. Critics argued that commissioning a project that is not fully operational is a poor reflection of the government's performance and a disservice to Nigerian people. This action is not isolated. The government has a history of announcing project completion before they are fully realized, a practice that erodes public trust. In the case of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the celebration of a 30-kilometer completion where evidence suggests otherwise underscores a lack of transparency and accountability. It suggests that the government prioritized political optics over actual delivery, a trend that has been evident in other infrastructure projects as well. Furthermore, the commissioning event was attended by high-ranking officials and contractors, but it lacked input from affected communities and independent assessment. This exclusion has fueled perception that the government is more interested in showcasing progress to gain political capital than addressing the real challenge of this project. As of today, this approach has not changed, and the government is yet to provide a clear, verifiable account of the project's progress. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project has been beset by several major issues, which have hindered its progress and raised concern about its feasibility. One of the most significant problems is the lack of proper environmental and social impact awareness (ESIS). Construction began in March 2024 without this crucial evaluation, despite legal requirements. Draft ESIS were only published months later in August and October 2024, long after demolition and construction has started. This oversight has led to devastating environmental consequences. The highway's route traverses sensitive ecosystem, including wetlands, mangroves, and biodiversity hotspots. The use of heavy machinery and the disruption of the natural landscape has caused soil erosion, altered water flow patterns, and even threatened local wildlife. Migratory patterns of animals have been disturbed, increasing the risk of roadkill with long-term ecological damages. Another major issue is the displacement of communities. The construction has required the demolition of hundreds of structures, including homes, businesses, and cultural sites. By December 2024, over 750 structures has been cleared, affecting thousands of people. The government handling of compensation has been inadequate, with many affected individuals reporting that they have not received fair or timely payment. This has left families without livelihood and communities in disarray. Funding has also been a persistent challenge. The project's estimated cost is between 11 billion and 12.5 billion, a staggering amount that has raised questions about its priority, especially given Nigeria's economic struggles. The government's reliance on public-private partnerships and loan has not fully addressed these financial concerns, and there are fears that the project could become a white elephant, draining resources without delivering promised benefits. As of today, these issues remain unsolved. The government has not implemented comprehensive mitigation strategies for environmental impact, nor has it adequately compensated displaced persons. The lack of transparency in funding and project management continues to fuel skepticism about the highway's completion within the projected 8 years timeline. The construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway has had profound and devastating effects on the livelihood of countless Nigerians. The most immediate impact has been on those whose properties were demolished to make ways for the road. In areas like Oniru waterfront in Lagos, popular leisure hubs and small businesses were razed, leaving owners without incomes and employees without jobs. The lack of adequate compensation has exacerbated this crisis, with many families struggling to rebuild their life. For example, in the densely populated stretches along the coastal routes, entire communities have been uprooted. Fishermen who relied on the mangroves and wetland for their catch have lost access to these resources. Farmers have had their land seized. Traders who depended on local markets have been displaced. The psychological toll on these individuals cannot be overstated. Many feel betrayed by a government that promised development but delivered destruction. The economic ripple effects are also significant. The loss of local businesses has reduced economic activities in affected areas, leading to higher unemployment rates and increased poverty. Tourism, which could have been a beneficiary of the highway, has instead suffered due to the disruption of popular sites and negative publicity around the project. As of today, there is little evidence that the government has taken steps to mitigate this impact, or to even ensure that the promised economic benefits will eventually reach the communities. Moreover, the project's slow progress means that the anticipated improvement in connectivity and trade has not been materialized. For the average Nigerian, the highway remains a distant dream, while the immediate costs are all too real. The government's failure to address these livelihood issues has deepened public disillusionment and raised questions about the project's overall value to the nation. In conclusion, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project as of today, June 16, 2025, is a stark example of poor governance and mismanagement. The government claims of completing 30 kilometers is dubious at best, and the commissioning of an incomplete work is a disservice to the Nigerian people. Major issues including inadequate environmental assessment, community displacement, and funding challenges remain unsolved, casting doubts on the project's feasibility and timeline. The devastating effect on people's livelihood cannot be ignored. Thousands have lost their homes, businesses, and ways of life, with little or no compensation or support from the government. This project, intended to be a beacon of development, has instead become a symbol of broken promises and neglected responsibilities. As viewers of Diary TV, it's crucial that we demand accountability. The government must provide transparent updates on the project progress, ensure fair compensation for affected individuals, and address environmental and social impacts. Only through genuine engagement with the public and a commitment to resolving these issues can the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway fulfill its potential as a transformative infrastructure project. Thank you for tuning in to Diary TV. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's hold our leaders accountable for the promises they make. This is Oganekara Soe, signing off.